Okay, this video is about comparing or just sort of deciding whether to upgrade my Draft with an adapter to use a paintball gun tank instead of the cartridges. And so where I've been getting my cartridges is at Red Rock, Minnesota. I just found them on the internet, and they have different pricing, and if you buy more, of course, you get a cheaper price. So, for instance, if you buy more than $100 worth of 8-gram cartridges, I mean, I don't know what the price is exactly, but a large order, you can get it down to about 4.17 cents per gram, and so there's 16 grams to deliver a keg. So you end up spending about 67 cents per keg to deliver it. If you don't buy so many, you end up paying more, and it costs you, on the order of 92 cents to deliver a keg. And I use an adapter that I've made to allow the 8-gram cartridges to fit into the 16-gram slot that the Draft has. But if you went with the 16-gram cartridges and got a huge order, it would you could deliver a keg for about $1.08. And if you just went with like a regular size order of 16-gram cartridges, you're up to delivering a keg for something like $1.25. So that's sort of the pricing. There's no setup or anything like that with it. But if let's just say you decided to go with a paintball tank adapter, a 9-ounce paintball tank, your price comes down significantly for your price per gram, and so you can deliver a keg for like 29 cents, which is pretty reasonable. So how much would you really be saving there? So it's going to be a range from how much you save, but basically you're saving anywhere from about 38 cents to about 96 cents per keg when you use the paintball tank price for CO2. But of course that leaves out the setup costs. So let's look at the setup costs now. So if we look at the setup costs for the paintball tank, you have to get yourself a regulator. And at Harbor Freight, that comes in at about $42. You also have to get yourself something to connect the paintball tank to the regulator, and this is a wild guess of $10. I don't know what that is exactly. And then if you you have to connect your regulator to your Draft, and I figure that's about $35. So coming up to a total of $87 to get set up with the paintball tank. So the question then becomes: how does that work out from a how long would it take to break even? So how many kegs would you have to pour before you're even with just using cartridges? And I used the expected cost savings per keg of 63.2 cents per keg, just to pick something in the middle. And if you bought more cartridges at a lesser price, your savings per keg would be lower, or if you bought fewer, your savings per keg would be higher. But I just used 63 cents for this analysis. So and then of course that you have to factor in the number of kegs you actually use in a year, and then how many years to break even. So so the number of kegs to break even turns out to be about 137 kegs under my analysis. And if you brew a 5-gallon batch every month, that would be 36 kegs a year, and then so that would make it about 3.8 years to pay back, to break even. And one of the things that I didn't put in here was if you have a leak, because that if you have a leak and you've got an 8-gram cartridge in there, you lose very little. But if you have a leak and you've got a full paintball tank, you've got another drive to the store to get your refill. So in my book, it's probably not something I'm going to do.